Oh, really? You serious? Well, good morning. It's December 7th. It's a relatively warm day. It's 50 degrees right now. We've had some cold nights down in the 20s. We've had some days that have been in the mid to upper 30s. So winter is definitely here. In Georgia, we kind of go from summer to fall for about a week and then instantly into winter. Well, we've had a reprieve this week, so I thought it would be a good time to come out here and take a look at the hives. What I want to get done is I want to take the bucket feeders off of all of the hives, and then I've got the same problem with ants that I've had. My third hive has ants. I've been battling ants. It's the hive that I used to do the video to say this is how I stop ants. Well, of course, the grease worked all winter long. The ants wouldn't cross the grease. The sun kept the grease nice and malleable, and the ants didn't like to get it on their feet. However, now that it's winter or getting colder outside, the ants are walking right across the grease, and it doesn't matter. They don't care. They're getting in the hive, and I don't really know how to stop them. Now, I've looked at other YouTube videos as far as how other people have stopped ants getting into their hives, and I saw one where a gentleman took it looked like a pencil box that a kid would use, and I'll show you what I've got. Like a pencil box, something like what a kid would use in school, and drilled some small holes in it, and I'll show you. And I've got holes all the way around. And inside I've put sugar water and a little bit of borax. And it worked for the guy in the YouTube video that I saw, but I've had this out here by my hive, under my hive, around my hive for over a week, and I've got nothing. I don't even see where an ant has gone in here. So I'm probably going to have to tear down that hive all the way today and take a look at the bottom of it to see if I have ants living on the inside. I don't see any ants on the ground around the hives. I don't see where they're going in and out of the hives, but I do see them on the hive. And I see a lot of yellow jackets picking at the bottom of the hive where the screen bottom board and my heating box come together. So I think because I heat my hives and the temperature inside the hive is 65 degrees, the ants are finding all of the food that they need by eating the wax and propolis and excess sugar water that the bees are dropping down through the hive into the heater box. And they don't have any need to go outside of the hive and go back down into the ground. So I think they're living in there, and I want to try to get rid of them if they are today. So with that said, let me make sure that my smoker is going, get my gear on. I'm going to wear my gloves today, even though I don't wear gloves in the summertime. I'm going to wear them in the wintertime because I've noticed that in the fall, when I get into the hives, the bees are antsy. They don't like me in there, and they start stinging me. So in order to not get stung and to make this as quick and efficient as possible, I am going to wear my gloves today. And let's get started. Oh. Can't forget my eyes. You ever tried tying your shoes with leather gloves on? It's a bit tough. All right, I want to apologize for the audio in this video, possibly. I've changed mics. I'm not using the same mic that I usually use. I'm just using the camera mic to see if I can eliminate some of the background noise. So it may be better, may be worse. If it's better, thumbs up. If it's worse, thumbs up because I've apologized. The next time I'll put the other mic back on. Let's get in the hive. Let the bees know I'm coming. Holy moly. They're already on me. This hive, I tell you, this is the one with the VSH queen, and I believe because that queen came from California. I'm not going to say where I got it because of the belief that I have, but I believe that there's some African bee strain in this queen. I think that's why she keeps the varroa, and all the bees keep the varroa off the other bees, and how they keep their hive clean. They're aggressive. You know what I've done? I've forgotten my hive tool. I'll be back. Voila. Can't believe I forgot it. Hey, come on, it's just me. I'm the guy who brings you food. I'm actually coming to take your food away today. But that's okay. They ate most of that. All right, one down. All right. Let's see how these girls did on this syrup. I would say they've about knocked out 2/3 of it. Easily. Maybe more. Let's get these bees off of here. Look at that. Send them home. Come on down, guys, girls. There's number 2. Let's get number 3. Alright, let's see how much these ladies have left. They have none. They've eaten it all. 1 week. Give them some smoke before I open that up. They've taken it all. Every last bit. Look at all these girls. Alright, now it's time to do the one that I didn't want to do, but I've got to find out what's going on with the ants in this box. There are a ton of ants, and if I can get rid of any of them to help the bees, I'm going to do it. So let's begin the adventure. Sorry, bees. I'll bet before I take this off that these girls have consumed all of their syrup as well, because these 2 hives, they go through the syrup. Well, okay, so they've consumed about 90% of their syrup. There's a little bit left in there. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. There's some ants down there, a little bit of sugar water's leaked down into the bottom. But from the outside of the hive, it looked like there were thousands of ants on there, and I get inside the hive and yeah, there's a few. I'll bet there's a bunch on the bottom of this bottom board. The only problem is I don't want to take the bottom board off to lift it up and look, so I'll try to peek under the bottom of it. And it's not that bad. I don't see any ants on it, honestly. Bring their home back. All right, let's put it back together. All right, so I've removed the bucket feeders from all 4 of the hives, and I checked out the ant problem that I still have on hive number 3. I don't know how I'm going to solve it. It's not as bad as I thought it was. So the grease obviously is working. It appears that the ants that are on the hive and that were down in the heating element or the winter box of the hive are ants that were on the hive the last time I put grease on the legs, because they don't appear to be going down off the hive onto the ground. There are no ants running around on the ground, so I'm assuming that those are ants that have been there since I've greased the legs, and they're living off of whatever they can find down in the bottom tray of the hive. So that's a relief. I'm still going to try to find a method to get rid of the ants. I may even have to turn the winter boxes, the heaters, off for a night or two when it gets really, really cold, and try to freeze them out, because the bees will cluster. The ants should just fall by the wayside and freeze. I'll have to look that up. I don't know what the temperature is to freeze an ant. Maybe they can freeze and come back to life like frogs. I don't know, but that's where we are. Other than that, things look good, and we will be back next time, hopefully one time before Christmas, because I want to give the bees a pollen patty for Christmas, but I don't know whether or not it's going to be warm enough to open the hives up anymore. This is kind of strange for it to be this warm in December, but I'll take it. The bees seem to be happy. They're not flying around and foraging because there's nothing to get, but they are happy inside the hive, and the internal temperatures of the hives are around 65 degrees. So with that said, I'm going to order the components that I need to build a heater box this week. Hopefully next week or the week after, they'll be in, and right after Christmas I'll film a video or a series of videos showing you how I built my heat boxes. They work really, really well. And the benefit to the heat boxes are that in the wintertime they will heat the hives, but in the summertime they will cool the hives. I've got exhaust fans on them as well, so when the temperature gets too hot in the summertime, I exhaust the heat from the hive and help the bees dehydrate the honey so that they can go out and forage and gather more honey. So with all of that, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas if I don't see you before then. Thanks for watching. And there's one other thing that we do on a 50-degree day in December in Georgia. Now, I don't know where you're from or if you're able to do this, and I hope this doesn't make you jealous. If I could, I would let you taste it, but we smoke meat. What a lovely, lovely brisket. That's going to be good. I'll see you next time.